Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for attending. We're glad that you joined us today for another in the series with our Ferguson HVAC Air-Cooled series. Welcome, 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 everybody. We will be talking today about how to create leverage compounding results from your marketing investments. Please welcome Jennifer Bagley, our speaker today, and our host.
Thank you so much, Ann. I appreciate you. And tell them a little bit about who you are. I know that all of the TMs and sales reps know who you are, but let's make sure all the dealers do as well.
Good morning. I am Ann Powers, and I come to Jennifer through a long line of years of history. We originally met up many years ago back at a dealer meeting for another product line, and we struck a friendship. I immediately understood where she was coming from a marketing standpoint, and knew that it was something that our company was missing. My company, or I should say my husband's company, we own an HVAC company down in Florida, and we have for approximately 28 years or so. I left that company and joined Jennifer's company to work on marketing. She has an excellent marketing train of thought. She knows her job, she knows her business, and I saw an opportunity and knew that in the HVAC industry, we really needed her. It has been a very long time since we've had anybody, and I don't know that we ever have had anybody, that can put out a product and know marketing the way that Jennifer Bagley and CI Web Group does. So I am now part of her team. I work with the Ferguson line of products in the marketing sector. I am your strategist, and I would be meeting with dealers and discussing what it is that Ferguson Air-Cooled Day and Night and CI Web Group have to offer each and every one of you that are considered their preferred dealers and have been accepted into the program. So at some point in time, if you have not spoken to me yet, you will get me online, and we will sit down and have a powwow, and we'll come up with something that helps get you moving and increase your business.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, Ann. Ann has joined us, and we're really excited about that. I tried to recruit her for years because she absolutely understood. Everything clicked with her so fast, where the industry was going, where consumer buying trends were going, how they search, where she needed to be. And she has put in, I will say, the absolute highest level of effort that I have ever seen in being a collaborative partner when she was focused on the HVAC side. And now she is dumping all that she has into our clients, into her dealers. So she is accompanied by a very large team. We've got, at this point in time, as of today, over 70 full-time resources that specialize in everything from design, development, logistics, technology, SEO, website design, and social media, local listings, and everything else. So today, you guys have an opportunity to earn ICP credits as a part of your training. So what do you have to do? It's pretty simple. Attend the live webinar. You're going to have questions that you have to answer immediately after the webinar. So you want to do this within 24 hours. I'm going to help you with those questions. So we're going to go through a topic today that is, I will say, on the more technical and more difficult scale of all of the trainings that we're going to be going through over the year and throughout the different series. We're doing this for a reason. It's because if we want to be bigger, we have to think bigger. If we want to grow bigger, we have to act bigger. So we're going to be going over some very comprehensive strategies, things that are a little bit more difficult today, but it's for a reason, because we want to make sure that we are changing the mindset of how we think as business owners. So the opportunity to build automation and leverage high leverage activities. So high leverage activities, if you're thinking about how you spend your time, a lot of times as business owners, we spend our time working in the business instead of on the business. We find ourselves doing things that technically anybody else or somebody else should do. We're often so focused on our trade or specialty that we skip out on the infrastructure and systemization and processes that are necessary in order to grow a business. And so we have to think in those lines, how can I make time for high leverage activities? And what has to happen before that is we have to be able to identify what are the highest level activities that are going to produce the greatest results. So that being said, a leveraged investment, when you guys are investing in marketing, a leveraged investment essentially means that I can take one activity or asset and leverage it across multiple channels or environments to produce compounding results. So all these big words, think about it like a financial planner. They will tell you there are simple interest investments and there are compounding interest investments. And there's also things that are burning and churning cash. And there are also things that would be considered more closely to gambling. So we're going to bypass gambling. We're going to bypass those burning and churning activities, and we are going to rethink how we invest our dollars and look for areas of opportunity that produce leveraged assets that can be re-leveraged across multiple channels or environments to produce compounding results, meaning my dollar today is worth more tomorrow and more next year and even more the year after that. There's two levers by which compounding exerts its influence. So one is the frequency or interval, the number of compounding periods or number of times that it is used or seen or it's converted in a year, and the term, the number of years in which the compounding results take place. I'll give you a great example just right out of the gate. If I invest money in a billboard, does it produce simple interest results? If I take the billboard down, what does it do after it's down? Or if I invest into creating a video and putting a video on YouTube, simple interest or compounding interest. Think about what happens with the video. Year over year over year, what increases? If it is leveraged, meaning that it's leveraged across multiple channels, it's used on social media, it's used on your website, it's used sending out in an email marketing campaign to your customers. What is going to happen to the views over time? It's going to become more popular. If it's leveraged in your SEO plan, it's going to become more searchable, which means people are going to be able to see that year over year over year over year, even though you may have only invested in that one activity one time many years ago. That's the best example of compounding results from a leveraged investment. So there's so many choices. You guys, I mean, I get it. You're going to webinars, you're going to events, you go to dealer meetings, and there's all of these, Joe Blows that are standing on stage and they're telling you about all these exciting things that you need to get into. Oh, you should be tweeting, or you should be doing this and you should be doing that, or you should be sending out a mass mailer and so forth. And I get it. It's that moment of excitement that, oh my gosh, this just may work. So I'm going to try this one off. The reality is that we have to think in more of a comprehensive environment. We have to think about the big picture, how everything works together. Are we leveraging our time? I was just talking to a gentleman yesterday. He owns an HVAC company, has for the last 30 years. They're doing very well, but their business has been based on being in a smaller town, and it's been heavily based on referral business. And he's noticing that he's losing a lot of market share because these new guys are coming in, or the sons are taking over the business, and they're getting more digital, and the consumers in the area are also getting more digital. You've got people that were kids that are now grown-ups that are shopping for their parents, and they shop differently. They do research differently. So we have to think about, how does the leverage investment, what impacts does it have on the business? So does it have impacts on sales? Does it have impacts on other marketing investments and initiatives? When's the best time to focus on it? For example, reviews. Reviews is your best time to focus on reviews is smack dab in the middle of your busy season, but by nature, Everybody wants to check out and only focus on the business, or excuse me, in the business, because you guys are busy, and I get that. However, we're missing a grand opportunity if we don't have a very strategic methodology for leveraging your busiest season, the hottest summers, the coldest winters, to be able to generate reviews. And even then, there's additional factors that need to be considered. So the gentleman that I was talking to yesterday, he had his marketing dollars stretched out across about 10 different vendors. And it's kind of like the old Sesame song, Sesame Street. One of these kids is doing their own thing. They literally, no group was working together to leverage a strategy. They're not collaborating. They're not thinking. In fact, some of the activities that were happening were actually deterring or diluting the efforts of other areas because of the lack of collaboration and leverage. So we need to be very, very careful. We need to make sure that we are looking at what are the cross-functional impacts. There's a saying, right? It says everything is either growing or dying, but nothing in the middle, right? If the technology is advancing, if consumers' buying trends are changing, if the world around you is changing, are you ever really just staying still? Or are we growing or dying? Every decision that we make is impacting all departments, So a lot of times we make decisions in silos. My background, I was the VP of Global Supply Chain Strategy, which is really about identifying all of the different departments and creating systems and processes and tools to make sure that there is alignment from department to department to department to make sure you understand the domino effect or lack of domino effect. When we make a decision, it's either impacting the department in a good way, a bad way, or not at all, which is not always a great thing. So we have to think about our decisions as it relates to marketing, because that's my main topic, but we cannot neglect what is the impact on sales, customer service, technology, operations, logistics, finance, your bank account, your customers, and everything in between. So I'm going to be using some terminology today. You guys may be completely aware of these, and you've got it, you understand it. There may be some opportunity to learn some new methodologies, which are very, very prominent in larger companies. And I'm going to be touching on each one of these. So I wanted to go over the terminology first. This is one of those times I would tell my own team, get comfortable being uncomfortable, because that's when you grow. Okay, that's my internal statement with our own team. So one is ERP, which is Enterprise Resource Planning. Resources is in the form of people, products, systems, processes, technologies, assets. So when I say ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning, is really an all-inclusive approach at making decisions and understanding the impact across the board. When you build a website, if you build a website and the only thing it's focused on is sales, and it's not focused on logistics, online scheduling, meeting coordination, appointment reminders, allowing a consumer to schedule service, choose a time, pick a day, talk to sales, deploy an installer or a service tech out to their location. If we skip half of what the process includes, and we only focus on building an online brochure that supports the marketing and sales portion, but it's not fluid all the way through the process, then we're really missing out. So we're also going to be talking about supply chain management, because you guys have a series of steps and multiple people involved. We're going to be talking about sales supply chain management, which is a similar methodology, just narrowing it down to a specific division within the company. JIT marketing, which is just-in-time marketing, and why it's so important in today's social environment, digital environment, real-time environment, where everything is right now. It's as simple as a drive-through. Return on investment, and contact relationship management, all referred to as CRM. Okay, this used to be referred to as customer relationship management. And as business owners and strategists, and this really came from the project management environment, as they got smarter, they learned that it is as important, if not more important, to keep great records, data, and have the ability to sift and sort through leads and prospects, which are technically contacts, vendors and referral partners, technically contacts, in addition to the customers that you hold so dearly that are sitting in your QuickBooks account. So, ERP, or Enterprise Resource Planning, is everything from purchasing, human resources, development, data, project management, accounting, finance, operations, logistics. CRM falls in there. Sales supply chain falls in there. Supply chain management falls in there. Why is this important? Because ultimately you guys have a business to run. And a lot of times what happens is I'll see a dealer that's talking to or having a conversation with the salesperson at some marketing company. And they sell their widgets and gizmos, and they don't have an understanding. They're a sales rep, so they don't have an understanding of what it takes to run a business. What are the impacts? You guys have seasonal impacts. You have logistics impacts. You have scheduling and time and traffic. You have gas. You have insurance. You have people, right? You have so many more factors that impact, just weather. Impact strategically how your business and marketing needs to be ran or put together, or the things that need to be considerations when building a marketing plan, that we cannot ignore all of these different elements. So supply chain management, this really it comes up, I would say, 2 or 3 times a week when we're in strategy sessions. Had a gentleman I was talking to, and we were going over his current SEO plan. He was with another company. And when I looked at his SEO strategy, he had 90% of his SEO key phrases focused on a city that was about an hour drive away from his office. And his logic was that he doesn't need to worry about marketing in his current area because he's got a sign in front of his office and he's got trucks driving around, so he wanted to move out. However, if you looked for AC repair, AC service, AC maintenance, AC installation, AC replacement, and so forth, in his particular city, nothing showed up on page 1. His Google business listing wasn't leveraged because he didn't have enough reviews. He wasn't doing pay-per-click. He didn't have local SEO results. They weren't showing up on page 1 of Google for any search in his primary area. So when we think about supply chain management, we have to identify who are our ideal customers. Is it a particular neighborhood? Is it a particular budget? Is it a 4-person family average home price of $1 million or more, or $500,000 to $1 million, or $300,000 to $500,000? We have to figure out, where do they live? What cities are they in? We also need to identify what is the low-hanging fruit. So I call it low-hanging SEO fruit, which essentially is what's around you. Your physical office and your building where you are located should be heavily, optimized through your Google business listing, intentional reviews generation for that specific location, the number of jobs that you do, checking in on jobs, getting reviews on jobs in your local area. We want to keep gas prices down to a minimum, travel time down to a minimum. You're not getting paid for being on the road. So we need to be able to identify logistically how to keep those things as close as possible in the greatest opportunities. We need to maximize our efforts there and then continue to grow out after you've done that. The other benefit of this, when you have a good supply chain management strategy or sales supply chain management strategy for your marketing efforts, the benefit is it's a heck of a lot easier to get ranked 10 miles out, 20 miles out, 30 miles out, 40 miles out, or if you really want to drive an hour away, that's easier, because when you show Google, when you build your trust rank with Google and you get ranked in your local area for many key phrases, it's a heck of a lot easier to be able to add additional phrases and get ranked because you already have built Google's trust factor in your local area. So the time to move from page 500,000 to page 1 of Google can be significantly less, which is leveraged investment, because you're not spending those dollars for a longer period of time because you plan to do the right thing first. So I usually tell people when you're attending my meetings that it's kind of like staring at a big whiteboard and there's a whole bunch of circles all over it, and nothing's touching. It's kind of this, and it's going to take a minute. I recommend just continue to attend the webinars, continue to participate and learn. And all of a sudden, after you attend a couple webinars in the same, when I'm talking about SEO rankings or organic rankings or getting onto page 1 of Google in organic environment, all of a sudden it's going to click. And then the difference between a Google business listing and Google Plus, and how you can get ranked on Google Maps, or how to leverage reviews, or what pay-per-click is, or how to use it, when to use it. All of these things, your circles will start touching and then they'll start overlapping, and all of a sudden it'll be like, ha, I have an awesome aha moment, and that makes sense. So just stick to it. Okay. Next is cost to travel. We've talked about that. Automated scheduling, dispatching. We even have some dealers where we pinpointed where some of their installers lived, which is not in the same city, and we were able to leverage their installer locations to wrap a circle around that to be able to target a specific city and still have all the same benefits of having a physical office, including all the low costs, which the lower all your costs are to get the job done, the more money you make when the job's done. All right, sales, supply chain management. Same process. However, we're focused on marketing, running campaigns, generating leads, forming a database. Okay, remember the database, CRM, contact relationship management. Sales, assigning leads, quality leads, converting leads, tracking opportunities. This is critical. I have seen tons of companies, and when I say tons, I mean thousands of companies that are, actually, you know what? It just happened to me last night. Last night, I was searching for a contractor that I needed for my own house. It was a pool contractor, and I was looking at hot tubs, and I went online, I'm laying in bed and I'm doing a search, and I came across, there was an ad for a Seattle pool company, Aqua Pools or something, like, I think it was Aqua Pools. And I tapped on the ad. I knew it was, I clicked on the ad, which I never do. And out of curiosity, I always click in the organic area or on the Google business listing, but I clicked on the ad, and as soon as I got to the website is all tiny and shrunk. It's this little tiny site. It's not designed for mobile responsive. And immediately, without thinking, I clicked out of the site, and I realized I just cost these poor people like $11. So we have to be careful that we're not spending money on marketing, spending money on advertising to drive consumers back to a website that is a turnoff, and they leave instantly. For whatever reason, because they think the website looks hokey, or it looks like it was built by your kid, or because it's not responsive, it doesn't display properly, or the worst one, when you pull up a website from your phone and you tap that phone number at the top and nothing happens. You might be sitting at a stoplight or in a parking lot, and you got to go. The last thing you're going to do is take a picture of the screen, try and remember it, or heaven forbid, try and grab a pen from out of your car, which we probably don't have. Okay. So next, orders, deliver services, produce invoices. Fourth one, support, manage cases. Cases are customer support issues. We have to be careful. Reputation management needs to be done in advance of having a reputation problem. And without a formal reviews plan and reputation management plan in place, what we're doing is we're leaving our reputation and our brand and all of our investments at risk by not creating a process that will detour people from leaving permanent negative reviews online. Permanent. Yes, we can move them back, we can move them down, we can try and suppress them, but they are permanent. Better Business Bureau negative reports, rip-off reports. Those things are permanent. So you never want to play that game. It's a bad game to play. Unfortunately, there are some people that were just born on the wrong side of the bed. And you also may have some competitors or ex-employees that decide they want to play a nasty game online, which is not a good idea to ever get into. Because once you get into that area, it's very expensive and difficult to go back. So a proactive approach is having a process for managing cases, issues, escalations, having a process for generating and encouraging positive reviews, quality service, great work. And I know not everybody's going to be happy. They never will be. But give them a hotline. We've got a tool that we use as a part of our reviews program. That's a hotline that if you're angry, if you're upset, if you want to leave feedback, you want to leave a message, this is our hotline. Call the hotline, leave us feedback. It's anonymous. If you want it to be, it's private. Management reviews it and it gets addressed. So have some kind of a formal process. All right. And I could do a training on every single one of these that lasted an hour. So I'm going to have to move quickly. Okay. Conduct trainings, or attend trainings, I should say. Which I appreciate you doing that today. Provide service, develop a knowledge base. Okay, next, just-in-time marketing. Just-in-time marketers are 2.5 times more likely than their competitors to make minimizing waste a top priority. Remember the very first slide when I said, make time for high leverage activities. A high leverage activity is going to produce the greatest results. The only way you make time for high leverage activity, eliminate wasteful activities. This can be personally, professionally. This can be across all the lines within your business, as a company, as a team, as a group, maybe your customer service team, but having the mindset that you want to eliminate waste, things that are not productive. In addition to that, just-in-time marketers are 3 times more likely to report the strongest levels of growth at both the 1 and the 3-year period. So just-in-time marketing, I'll do an entire training on that. But you guys, today we are in a drive-through world. Everybody, it's the superhighway. Everybody wants instantaneous information, instantaneous gratification. They want simple and easy and fast. No different than the reason I have my groceries delivered to my home. Okay, because that hour is more important to me. I can do more with it if somebody else goes and does my shopping for me. So this is how people want instant. They want to be able to communicate with you instantaneously. They want to be able to reach you instantaneously. This is where social media and reviews and texting and having different ways of being able to communicate with your customers. They want to be able to schedule time to talk to one of your sales guys or one of your installers or technicians without ever having to call you. So we've got to make sure that we're in a just-in-time marketing environment, which means these things need to be in place. Okay, calculating ROI. I've seen a lot of interesting concepts as far as what ROI is and how to calculate it. So I went ahead and put the definition of how to calculate it up there, but I want you guys to think about this, okay? What does the investment do? Does it save you time, save you money, or make you money? Or both? If you can get 2 out of 3, that's great. If you can get all 3, that's tremendous. So remember, there's value in saving time. And when I say saving time, I also mean eliminating or not needing to spend money on resources, time, hours. I had a gentleman the other day, he said he was spending over $2,500 a month on 3 local business listings. $2,500 a month. Then he had a woman in his office that was responsible for setting up, optimizing, and managing and monitoring the reviews on over 60 business listings. Full-time resource plus $2,500 a month. So we're talking about $7,500 a month. We're definitely sitting over $100K in investments. Through the Ferguson Day and Night program, part of what's in that is management, setup, optimization, and ongoing monitoring, reviews monitoring, reporting, as well as strategically leveraging other things like social media and content and promotions and so forth across all 60, and it's actually over 60. We do about 75 different business accounts now. And that's part of the program. If you were investing in it individually, it'd be a couple $100 a month. But this gentleman was literally spending over $100,000 because he thought that outsourcing it would cost him more, where he's got a full-time resource. And I didn't even calculate in benefits and payroll and tax and insurance and all the other things. So be very careful. Save you time/resources, save you money, or make you money. Let's really, think about how we're investing and what the return is. Okay, automation and outsourcing. What needs to be automated? This is very simple, and I promise you, in my own business, we practice what we preach. When you guys are busy, dead in the center of your summer and winter, this is what we're focused on. Duplicate processes, inefficiencies, missed opportunity, and anything that technology can do for us. Duplicate processes, inefficiencies, missed opportunities, and anything that technology can take off our plate and do for us. 10 things to automate or outsource. Website conversions, sales appointments, scheduling, and follow-ups. That includes appointment reminders and so forth. Leads and customer data centralization. So you do not want to have a web form on your website, somebody filling it out. The web form sends you an email, let you know you got a lead, and then you got to take that lead and you got to go enter it into another database to track your leads. You want the system to be automated. Reviews acquisition, reviews optimization and promotions, social media postings, get it off your plate, local listings optimizations, email marketing, sales, service, frequent contact, video marketing, lead generation. So I'm only going to go over 10, top 10. These are the things that are the infrastructure pieces that we need to get in place right now. All right, website marketing, leverage it. Your website is, leverage it, right? So here we have who we are, what we do, where we do it, how to reach you, how to reach you. There's 2 buttons behind this drop down, how to reach you, how to reach you, how to reach you. Click to call phone numbers for both locations, another contact us. And immediately we're also jumping into special rebates products. We're jumping into SARE AC energy calculator. We have a terminology area. We have an FAQ area. There's a troubleshooting area. So we're really, really leveraging this small space on a website so that we're not requiring anybody to sift, sort, search, travel, click all through pages in order to find out who we are, what we do, where we do it, how to reach us, how to reach us, how to reach us, and what do other people think about us. There's your reviews. Social engagement and interaction. Everything is in one central area above the fold. We've got to give people who don't have time to do a ton of research and don't want to have to look the ability to come to the website, make an instant decision, schedule their appointment today without having to place a phone call, to be able to make decisions quickly, to see you've got a professional website, and it's easy to be able to reach you and get what they need taken care of to resolve their issues. Okay, troubleshoot it. Last thing you want to do is go on a service call, go out there and figure out that it's a battery in a thermostat, or it's the switch on their electrical system that needs to be flipped on in order to make it work. Because if you do that and then you send them an invoice for the service call, the likelihood of getting a nasty review is high. Nasty reviews are like not paying a bill and being late on your credit. You got 7 to 10 years of bad luck after that, right? Okay, so troubleshooter, FAQ, terminology, SARE calculator, financing options, promotion options. Day and Night has great promotions, great financing options. You've got a great product. These are all of the things that should be heavily focused. And you got to let consumers have tools that are useful sitting on the site so that when they get there, it's easy for them to be able to identify something that's a small fix. And the likelihood of them bookmarking the site, coming back to it because you've got a useful tool, is definitely more increased than if they just ran across your site and they have to read a bunch of text instead of having a tool that's going to take them through. This is included on all our sites. All right, leveraging promotion.
Jennifer?
Yes, ma'am.
Jennifer? And we just totally went through our troubleshooter, and it should be coming out soon. Revised it and made it all new. Lots more problems that folks call us in on. I wouldn't necessarily say nuisance calls, but they are concern calls that typically don't require the help of a service technician. So be on the lookout for the new revised edition of that. I'm real excited about it. We've got a lot of work into it, and it should prove to be a very useful tool for every dealer out there.
I am so excited about that. And that's, the fact that we have a subject matter expert like you, and we have people who have been in the business, grown up in the business, that are so diligent and focused on taking what we've built, what we've designed, and continuing to improve it and make it more robust and provide more solutions. I love it. These guys, when you hear Anne and her team of designers and developers and strategists and project managers, and they're going through and they are coming up with ideas, the brainstorming is awesome. I know they're working on building a heating calculator. They're building a mobile app that is it's a home services mobile app. Can you imagine trying to get a consumer to put a mobile app on their phone that's just an HVAC mobile app? It's got to be bigger. It's got to be better. There's too many, they only have limited space, right? It's not that exciting. So it's got to be more valuable. And the things that these guys are building, it's amazing. It's amazing. So I'm excited to see the new troubleshooter as that comes out. I know that's expanding into other areas as well, which is really cool. Promotions. Day and Night has specific promotions. We need those. When you have a specific promotion that is provided by your energy companies, maybe there's energy rebates, we need those. Tax credits for high efficiency systems, we need those. If you have a specific group of people, policemen, firemen, veterans, maybe you're close to an educational district and you've got a lot of teachers, we need to get creative and make sure that promotions are not just your traditional promotions, all the simple ones, your tune-ups and inspections and indoor air quality efficiency reports and so forth. But we've got to get into consumers and identify what can we get the best leverage from. So are we targeting a specific audience because you're sitting close to, a military base, or like I said, an educational institution, or we've done promotions that are also just in time promotions, JIT marketing. JIT marketing includes, we had one group that their company sat really close to an area that was horribly affected by a large fire. And so we did a huge promotion on for police chief, firemen, emergency responders, and so forth that wound up literally having them get picked up by the news. And they got hundreds of thousands of free publicity and marketing dollars because they did JIT marketing, just-in-time marketing. And when your company, your husband's company, you guys had a hurricane coming, and I remember you guys reaching out. And so remember, when I'm talking about promotions, I'm not talking about discounts all the time. Promotions, promoting something of value. Okay, so in Florida, a few years ago, they had a hurricane coming, and Anne was talking to some of our strategists, and they came up with an idea that they were going to do kind of a countdown to the hurricane coming, and then they were going to do a series of messages that were all related to cleanups and warnings and fixes and repairs and safety and support hotlines, and it was incredible. She was literally having people that were checking in saying they were safe on their social media account and communicating regarding the storm, which was it's very difficult to see that kind of interaction. So when you're thinking about promotions, you have promotions. So I put some up here that are discount related, some that are focused on a specific market segment, police, fire, veteran, and so forth. Also, I put up here another example of a promotion, which is a review. It's something you want to promote. What we don't want to do is have something sitting in one bucket. One bucket. So if you get a Facebook review, I don't want it to just sit on Facebook. I want it to be turned into a graphic and an image, and I want it to be repurposed on your social media sites, your local listing site, maybe shout out in an email. I want it sitting on your website as an image. I want it to be optimized for local SEO. Maybe you have a video that's a ton of snapshots of all of the reviews that are images and pictures that you have. It's tweeted out. It's put into an auto posting program. So remember, leverage is one asset being used multiple times for as long as possible in as many channels, environments as possible, not sitting in one place. I see a lot of people, they're getting Home Advisor reviews or they're getting Angie's List reviews. They're invisible. People can't see them. They're sitting behind a blocked wall. They got to be a member to see them. Those ones are most important to get out of there, get them in some kind of a graphic, take that graphic. Putting things into a graphic will allow you to create a permanent digital asset that can be leveraged across multiple channels forever, many, many times. And it won't cause you a problem of having duplicate content. So you want to create a library of digital assets, things that can be leveraged. Contact management, leverage it. Online scheduling, reminders, allowing somebody to come to your website, choose a time, pick the times that are going to work with them, and be able to have a system that's going to send out all the appointment reminders and so forth. Imagine being able to have, I know it's hard, right? You've got phones that are ringing, maybe one person that's responsible for answering the phones. And some of the smaller companies, the same guy that's in an attic doing an installation is also who's supposed to be answering the phones. And that does not work real well. So imagine having a system where instead of them calling, and I promise you there's a huge population that would prefer to fill out a web form and just schedule an appointment on their lunch break or after hours, versus picking up the phone and calling you. There is a large population of people that don't even like talking on the phone. They text, they meet digitally, but they don't like talking on the phone. So allowing a system to replace what you would have to pay a human for, allow somebody to come to the site, choose a time, book it, schedule it, and allow the system to send the reminders so that your conversion rates are higher, your missed appointments is lower, and so forth. Making sure that that system is tied into your contact relationship management system. So this is the process. Here's all your marketing activities, right? You got referrals, you got current customers, you have vendor list, you have customer retention center, you have your website, you have your marketing campaigns, your SEO, your local listings, your social media, your email marketing, your text marketing, your mobile marketing, ... and everything in between. You have event-based marketing. All of these things, when working together properly, are designed to generate leads. Then we need to improve the quality of those leads so that we have qualified leads. We need to make sure that those leads are actually interested in your service, that they have a high interest rate, they want to move forward quickly, and we want the highest quality leads. Then we're distributing them to the right people, qualifying the sale, going through the sales process, and boom, we have new business. Having a proper funnel where everything is coming through the site, into the system, and you're following this process all the way down is going to produce the highest level and highest quantity and highest value of consumers or customers that you're going to be able to put into that funnel. All right, next, reviews marketing. I told you before, don't leave anything out there. If somebody leaves you an amazing post, this is First Southern California edition bill since going solar. Used to be between two different. This is a great example. Great example. So leveraging reviews, we want to make sure that if you have reviews, we're grabbing that review and we are repurposing it. I have two of these highlighted. The two most important places to get reviews because they produced leveraged results, compounding leveraged results, is Google Business Listings and your website. There's lots of other places you can get reviews, and those are great. Those are great. However, when you get a Google Business Listing review, and we'll have an entire training on this, this actually helps improve your overall search rankings, can put you on the front page of Google in the area that you have a physical office location, and can generate new business right off the homepage of Google. It also supports your website being ranked. When you have an application on your website that allows reviews to be posted and indexed based on Google's SEO schema. So I'm going to go nerd on you for a minute. When you have your website is configured with a system that allows you to have every job that you go to pinned on your website and every review posted in a format that is seen by Google as new, local, or it's called geo targeted content specific to your key phrases and cities, your website starts to grow and improve its performance. So I'll show you that in a minute. So leveraged local reviews. There's tons of different systems that are out there, and they're not leveraged. They're not compounding. They are just a simple tool to try and acquire new reviews. That's not what I want you to do. I don't want you to spend money on the buzz feeds and buzz reviews and all the systems out there that the only thing that they do is help you get a review easily and post it on their website and give you a widget to put on your own website that can't even be read by Google. That is not an effective use of investment dollars because it's not leveraged. Does it have value? Yes. Is it leveraged? Absolutely not. Okay, so we'll take it back a step. There are too many companies that have no formal process or strategy or technology or accountability for generating quality reviews. And I'm telling you, this is one of those things you'll look back years ago, or you're looking back right now and saying, gosh, I wish we would have. If you think about the number of jobs that you've done, let's say over the last decade, half a decade, 2 decades, and you just imagine how many positive, happy customers you've had, if you would have just had a formal process and system and tool for getting them to tell you digitally about it, what kind of assets would you have right now? Same thing, if you wait a year, how big of a missed opportunity would it be a year from now? So I won't harp on it because we'll have a whole training on this, but making sure. So on this, you're going to see this is one of the systems that, this is the system that we integrate onto our client sites that are in on having a formal leveraged local reviews acquisition and SEO optimization plan. So being able to check in when you get there, send out a request. All of these are called heat map spots. This is showing where the majority of the heat map or where the majority of the jobs have been done because the technicians have checked in. And so it's increasing the heat map density for each one of these areas. The brighter it is, the more check-ins, the more jobs they've done. Once you check in, being able to submit a review, then it's going to move you over and it's going to leave one of these pins. And the pins is going to show that they're stars. It's going to have a review and it's going to put it on their site. Now, take it a step further. We want to leverage this across as many channels and environments as possible, as many times for as long as possible. That's when we're going to see the greatest results. So we take the entire review system and do a full integration into Facebook. So that on Facebook, if somebody's on there, they can see local reviews, all the pins, all the cities, all the reviews, all the check-ins that are also displayed on your website. You talk about power here. Now you're talking about, so you don't want to think in two different environments, right? If you have a social media team and the social media team saying, hey, you should create a budget so that you can boost some posts so that we can build your engagement and your likes on Facebook. Why do that if you don't already have other great things leveraged on there? So if you're going to boost a post, let's make it even better by boosting posts that drive people to look at the reviews that are technically on your website but have been reposted on your Facebook account. So, and if any of this right now, if you have the deer in the headlights or your brain sounds like thump, 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 don't worry because you don't have to do any of this. This is not your job. You just have to ask for the review and check in. Okay? You guys, we got to think about it this way, right? Don't listen to us. Read what our customers say. If you think about it, When you take a page and you put it on your website, and the page says, read our reviews, and all it is text that you have posted on your website. Are they going to trust that, or would they trust more the ability to read actual reviews posted on your site from your customers? So which one's going to make more sense? You want to be careful, because this, you can tell, is this is a third-party endorsement versus it could be just junk text you put on your website that you wrote yourself about yourself, and people know the difference. All right. If you really want to take it to another level, I love what these guys are doing, and this is amazing. Creating a storyboard. Okay, leveraged investments. You're already at the client's home. You're already doing a job. How can you turn that job into an asset? 1, you can check in. 2, you can get a review. 3, having a sign, taking a picture with the homeowner, and having the homeowner leave you a review, and being able to use that review on your website. Now you have another piece of content that can be optimized, and you can do this in the format of pictures, video, text, content, and so forth. All right. Now, I told you there are 2 most critical places to get reviews in order to make them leveraged. 1, Google Business Listing, right here, sitting on page 1 of Google. So I did a search for electricians Atlanta. There are 18.2 million records in this drawer. So I want to point out these 2 guys. This one is located inside Atlanta, and their Google Business Listing is showing up, page 1, position 1 on the Google Business Listing featured results, because they have 11 positive reviews and the most activity in the Google environment. Okay. This one is not located in Atlanta. Out of 18.2 million results, they're sitting on page 1, position 1. Why? Because they have implemented a review system geared towards Google's SEO schema, and they have focused diligently on generating reviews. With over 800 reviews, 4.9 rating, 5 stars, and the stars are showcased on an organic search, these guys are absolutely incredible. And they're able to generate a page 1, position 1 rank because of the combination of their leveraged review system, their Google Business Listing, and their organic SEO and backlinking program. That's leveraged. That's a high competition key phrase worth a tremendous amount of money. And instead of paying pay-per-click and paying $60 a conversion, $80 a conversion, $11 a click, these guys are focused on a more organic method of generating optimized reviews, new content, and so forth, check-ins for their website. Okay, so, all right, so social media, let's leverage it. If then this. So if you post content to Facebook, why not have it go to Twitter? If you post content to Facebook, why not have it automatically go to Google+? These are things we can set up very, very easily. You do not need to have a resource or a kid or your teenager or somebody doing this, because there is technology that allows us to be able to auto post and auto schedule. So when we plan our social media programs, we take all of the day and night dealers, and we have specific content that we schedule to be posted on certain days, certain times, certain hours. Why? Because we're testing different posting times. We're trying to find out, on Monday, does it make sense to post from noon to 1, Tuesday from 11 to noon, Wednesday, and we keep going, and we evaluate the type of content, the frequency, and so forth. So A, there's analytics, B, there's auto posting, and C, why would you ever need to do this yourself? Not necessary. You guys have to focus on the things that only you can do. So only you can take pictures when you're at job sites. Only you can take a picture of your staff because it's her birthday and you take a picture at her desk. Only you can talk about the event that you're having at your office where you're doing a canned food drive for the holidays. Okay, so focus on the things that only you can do. Get everything else off your plate. That's leverage. Also, boost it. This was so cool. You guys have to be creative in the social media world. A lot of times it's, everybody, all they think about is air conditioning, heating, air conditioning, heating. Why would I ever post a dog post? So this is one of the tests that we did. The text, we just said, forecast today, the dog is melting. Stay cool out there and make sure that you're drinking plenty of water. And we posted a hound dog. I want you to look at this. We had a budget of less than $150 for a boost. Had just implemented a reviews program, wanted to drive results. With $150, we were able to drive 48,780 people. This is old. There's more than that. It's still working. 1.7 thousand comments, 494 shares. The comments were hysterical. They also generated business. You would not believe this post. Literally, people were posting pictures of their hound dogs over and over and over and over, and this person had it on a couch and so forth. And inside this thread of over 1,000 comments, there were multiple requests from people that were asking, do you service our area? Do you service our area? Can I schedule service? And so forth. Just in time marketing. So content, you guys don't have to come up with this stuff, right? Posting, auto posting, boosting, all you got to do, monitor it and respond. All right. Local business directories. This is what I talked about. The gentleman that was spending $2,500. This ridiculous. All this can be done through technology. Don't put a person behind a desk. Each one of these guys has different subscription costs. Yahoo Business Listing, that costs money. They're all going to try and sell you on something. Yelp, if you do that independently, that costs money. So not necessary. You don't have to do that yourself. That can be offloaded. Okay, same thing, leverage it, send it out. Content marketing, we're going to come back to this in another, we're going to come back to this more specifically and detailed in another program. Very quickly, automation, email campaigns. You guys, there's so much missed opportunity in your world, in the contractor world, just from not having the right technology and systems set up. This is not difficult. Doing maintenance follow-ups, time to schedule service, sales follow-ups. Imagine having a system that was set up that once you did an installation, they signed up, you installed a new day and night air conditioning system. They did not sign up for a maintenance program, and you have a drip campaign that automatically sends them a message at the 3-day mark to ask how everything went and request a review. You have a message at the 7-day mark that's asking them for referrals if they gave you a positive review. You have another message a month from now that says, by the way, I noticed you didn't sign up for your maintenance program. Now's a good time to do so. And the system is completely automated based on setting specific triggers and goals, and it does it for you. This is what I mean about automation. All right, so I'm going to get into your questions and then we'll jump out of here. First thing, name two of the top 10 things to leverage, automate, or outsource. I gave you a big list of things, so that's easy. Second question, I gave you 10. You should have 2. Okay, second thing, where should your leads go to best leverage them? They need to automatically go to database. This is your CRM system. When do you know you need to automate it? When it's a duplicate process, it's inefficiency, technology, or somebody else does it better. And I promise you, having a third party help you identify these things will open up your eyes and your visibility to see things that you may not have ever seen because you're just going about your daily process. What can you use to automate customer thank yous and requests for reviews and referrals? Is it a handwritten letter? Survey says, nope. Video. If you do a handwritten letter, you have time, you have people, you have resources, you have labor, you have mailing, you have postage, and so forth. You can get the same thing across by doing one video saying, thank you so much for doing business with ABC Referral. We greatly appreciate your business. Oh, by the way, if you would be so kind as to drop us a recommendation or a review, that would be we'd be ever so thankful. And oh, by the way, if you know anybody that needs heating or air conditioning needs, we would sincerely appreciate your referrals. And you can do that by going to our website at www.abchvac.com and leaving your review in the top right corner or referral. Okay, so I know that's a lot of information. I tried to stay within an hour. You guys, if you want to sit down and have a conversation specifically about strategy for your business, go to Ferguson BDC, as in Business Development Center, fergusonbdc.com. Sign up for a strategy session. Anne is incredible. She'll walk you through. She's going to ask a lot of questions. The only way somebody can give you ideas is if they have a lot of knowledge about your business, your goals, your assets, potential risks, where you want to go, how open you are to get there, and we can rock and roll from there. So with that, I hope this is helpful. Anne, do you have any closing remarks before we jump out of here? Other than don't forget to fill out your questions in order to earn your ICP credits.
No, I really don't have anything to add other than, folks, isn't our CEO of CI Web Group just Jennifer Bailey, the most amazing thing you've ever heard speak? I hope she did to you what she initially did to me and my spirit and my soul, and moved you to get up, suit up, show up, and participate. And together, I think that all of us can come together as a team and make your business grow in leaps and bounds like you've never seen before. And I do want to thank you for taking an hour out of your busy, busy, busy days this summer to share with us and learn a little bit more about what it is that you need to do to be profitable in such changing times.
With that, have a wonderful day, and let's go do some business. So you guys, thank you so much. Appreciate your time today. Thank you for taking an hour of your time to invest on your business instead of just in your business. And these videos, of course, will be available on the archive area under training on fergusonbdc.com. You can watch them anytime, as many times as you want, with as many people as you want. And we're always here. Sign up for a strategy session. It's absolutely complimentary, and we'll go from there. Fill out your questions. ICP 24-hour time starts now.